Hey y'all. Ooh, how are we feeling? How are we looking, girl? It's a couple days after Christmas. How are y'all feeling? Um, you know, these past couple these days between Christmas and New Year's always goes by like a blur. But honestly, I feel like I don't know, I love it because if you don't know, New Year's is my favorite holiday. I love Christmas, but Christmas don't give me that anymore. You know what I'm saying? To me right now, it's in terms of holidays, my favorite ones is New Year's and then Easter and then Christmas probably. But it just don't give me the umph. But New Year's always gives me the umph. I don't know, it just gives me it's always something to look forward to. And I'm saying all that to say this because y'all see the title. I'm trying to reel it all in. I'm trying to find a good segue, as they say in show business, to the point. But I say all that to say, I don't know. I'm feeling like real. It's feeling like really nostalgic almost because I'm thinking about school, and I've been out of school for a while now. Praise the Lord Jesus, because absolutely not. I might talk about that in some future vlogs or whatever. But yo, I absolutely not. I'm just so grateful to be out of school. But it's just reminding me of school right now, just because you had your winter break. New Year's is coming up and it's the beginning of a new semester. And with all that being said, like I'm just thinking about, is college really necessary? And I know the answer is yes to a certain degree for people that are studying to be specific things. So if you want to become a doctor, or you want to be an engineer or a nurse or like a teacher, it's obvious that you need to go down a specific educational path, right? And by no means am I saying that education is like null and void. Duh, get your education. But in the same breath, I'm saying this. I'm saying there are few of us that go down the path that end up becoming the teachers, the engineers, the lawyers, the nurses of the world. Right? And I feel like for everybody else, no matter what like path you're going down towards, I feel like something more hands-on is needed. At least, I'm not going to say at least for a semester or two. And the question I ask myself all the time, how different would my life be if I studied something else in school? Or if I actually followed like the passion or followed my curiosity and did what I actually wanted to do in my freshman year of college. So let me take you back to freshman year, right? So I graduated high school 2014. Can you believe that, y'all? Anyways, I graduated high school in 2014, spring. By that fall, I was already enrolled. I was already enrolled in school, and I was getting ready to, start school in August. But yeah, I remember, and I was choosing pre-med, right? Fine. I was interested in human body, and anatomy really was the thing that I really, really liked. That was interesting to me, right? So I did that. My first semester humbled the heck out of me. humbled the heck out of me. Do you hear what I'm telling you? Like the stuff that okay, in the first semester, I was doing a biology degree also, and you would think, oh yeah, what is the majority of your class? Oh yeah, biology. No, it's chemistry. The bane of my existence, actually. Hate it. Right? So my first semester of chemistry, bro, barely passed. Barely freaking passed, dude. Barely passed. Um, but I was doing so well at other things. Like I was taking math, getting excellent grades. I took an English class, like a writing class, excellent grades. Yo, when it came to that, and this was my major, like I was not seeing it. Also, along that time, I was also going through a lot of personal things too. And I was far away from home. Like it was like, and I was feeling like real lonely in school too. So it was a bunch of that going on at the same time. And I was literally trying to question, like, what do I want my life to look like? Not really what do I want my job to be, but what lifestyle wise do I want to do going forward? And the answer to that was, I want to travel. I want to travel, and I think traveling is fun. And I think it'll be interesting to me. I think that's one of my passions. And again, some more backstory on me. Your girl's been traveling since I was literally 9 months old. Okay, I am first gen American. I was born and raised here, but my family is from the Caribbean, boo, and I was back and forth there all the time growing up. Also, I did a lot of traveling and stuff with my church and my church youth group. Girl, we did a whole bunch of stuff. We went all throughout Texas. We was in Oklahoma. We was in DC. I was in where were we at? Wisconsin, Chicago, like, and also with my school too. Girl, I was in Boston with school. We did a road trip from Texas to Atlanta. Bro, we were doing stuff. Like, you hear what I'm telling you? We were doing things. We were in DC. Bro, we had a good time. And so that background, that literally from 0 to 18, I was traveling. I was at least somewhere doing a trip at least once a year. And honestly, more like twice a year at least. And I don't know, that it just left a travel bug in me that like I want to do so for so long, right? Anywhoosies, I remember that's what I really wanted to do. But then again, I'm thinking like, what am I going to do? Like, and along this time too, like I started getting heavily into YouTube and heavily into like, these travel vloggers, dude. Like I can name some of them right now, like Fun for Louie, Raya was here. Shout out to them. This was along the time where Casey Neistat first started putting up his vlogs and stuff. I was watching them heavily. Who else? Those three are the ones I can really, really think of for now. But I was really deep into the YouTube space, and especially traveling and so much. Hey Nadine, I think her name is. Girl, I was into these like YouTubers, these travel YouTubers. Anyway, I was having a great old... Anyway, I was watching them and I was like, oh, I want to do that. And my love for YouTube started then, actually. And I kind of wanted to start a YouTube channel, but I was like, the only way I would start a YouTube channel is if I'm traveling, and I'm not traveling. Like, what am I to do? Like, comes full circle. Because here I am staring down the barrel of a lens, the barrel of a camera, talking to an audience myself. But I'm saying all that to say this. Oh, no. Okay, yeah. Going back to college. Yo, so I was like, dude, you know what I want? That's the lifestyle I want to live. I wanted to travel, but also at the end of the day, like, I'm first gen American. My parents wanted to go to college, they couldn't, and like they was really giving me an opportunity to do so. So I was like, you know what? Let me just do it. Let me just go to school. And you know what? Maybe if I'm a doctor, like I can retire early. This was my thought before I'm ever even practicing. Are you hearing me? Like, maybe I can retire early and then like travel for a living and do what they want. I'm just like, you know what? All right, so I pushed through, but even though that's what I wanted to do. And then I remember years down the line, school was getting worse in terms of my grades and in terms of like my social aspect. But I really wanted, and I really forgot. No, and I really always wanted to solo travel. Yes, solo travel, but also wanted to study abroad. And I like languages and things like that. I was like, oh my gosh, you know what? I found this program at my school that said that, like, okay, like for a summer, going to Spain, like you're learning Spanish, but you're also learning like history. You're in school, and I was like, oh, do I need to do that at least once? That'd be sick. Yo, so I did. So I applied. Very, very competitive program to get into. Bro, I knew, first of all, one thing I knew about myself, I knew I could write. I could write you down. I could write you down, right? So I was like, okay, there's an essay. Okay, let me do that. Oh, I have to have people like to give me a letter of rec. Okay, let me do that. Anyways, I got it in. I sent it to them. Girl, I got in. Right? So as I'm on my way, I'm like sadly telling my parents, like, oh my gosh, like I got to study abroad, like I'm ready to go. And I had to pay. I think, like you had to pay, right? And as you know, you in school, broke college kids. Like I think also like I applied late, so I had to, and all of the like funding I think was like closed. And I was like, I'm trying to asking my parents for help and stuff like that. And I really didn't have, bro, I had no freaking cash. I had none. I was working. Was I working at the time? Yes, I was working. I had to have been, yeah. I was working, but girls barely making like $180 every 2 weeks. Scam. But yeah, I had no cash, and this was like about what 7-8K they needed. Long story short, my parents like, yeah, no. Why are you even studying abroad? Da, da, da. I'm just like, jeez, Liz. Man, that had me so sick to my stomach. And I vowed to myself that I was like, you know, when I get out of school, I don't care. I don't know how, but I'm about to study abroad. I'm gonna do my own study abroad program. It's gonna be years and years and years, and I'm gonna solo travel and this and that, whatever. Right? That's the backstory on that. So now that I went to school, finished school, I have my biology degree. I didn't go to medical school. That's a whole nother story in and of itself. But still the travel bug remains. So that begs the question: is going to school worth it, or should you travel instead? And for the people that are watching this, to answer that question, here are a couple tips, right? Here are a couple tips for you to answer that question yourself. And I'm not going to give you the easy way out for that. I'm going to give you some thought pieces. I want you to think over them, and I want you to make an educated decision for yourself, right? So, okay, so these are the pros and cons. For you to travel first, honestly, for traveling first, right? For traveling being your education, this is what I would say. I would say if you've already gotten into school, my advice would be maybe defer. Don't quit right away. Defer for a year. Save up some money as fast as you can. Get a warehouse job or get a service job and work and save like your life depends on it. And then take all that money, like save up maybe 10K is a good starting place, and then take the money and dip, right? And I really think that this will take the money and dip. And what I notice that's your first tip, right? If you're going to go the traveling education route. But for traveling as your education, I really find that you learn a lot more street smarts. You learn a lot of common sense. And ironically, it's not as common as you might think. You learn a lot of soft skills. You learn how to work well with different people. You learn how to communicate well. You will pick up a language or two on the road. You will learn how to make friends. You will, especially with friends from different backgrounds as you will learn about different cultures and respect towards those cultures and tolerance and these things that you will not learn taking an exam, mind you. Those are the pros, and that's a reason why I advocate for everybody doing some sort of travel, solo travel or whatever, whether that be, like I said, solo traveling, backpacking across the world or a specific region, or taking a semester or two abroad while you're in school, because like that is the type of stuff that will make you a global citizen. It'll give you an edge to people that has never been out of the country. And now when I'm talking to people that have never left the country, like it's obvious, it's just like, it's very, like there are, again, like I said, like there are soft skills that are missing. And for those of us that have went abroad and came back, it's very obvious. That's my biggest pro to having travel be your education. Cons will be if you have a specific path that you want to go towards, which is like, I don't know, if you want to be an engineer or a teacher or a nurse or whatever, you will be a year behind. But in the grand scheme of things, what is a year behind? You're not even behind really, because you've gained some other skills, not like work your course, if you know what I mean. What else? Yeah, like you might fall out with some people, like some friends if you're gone for a year, but girl, you're gonna make so many more new ones. So is that a con? Perhaps. Another con while being on the road is that you will miss some stuff. If you have FOMO, you'll feel it. People might get married, people might not get married. People might get married, have kids. Like, you're gonna miss some birthdays, like you're gonna miss activities, you're gonna miss stuff. So take that into account also if that's what you want to do. What else? Truly, that's pretty much it. If you have any other cons of traveling full time for like a year or two, put that in the comment section below. Oh, also, it can be lonely. It could be lonely, just depending. Because again, you are learning a different way of life. You're learning how to navigate and to fend for yourself too. So it can be a little bit overwhelming, and it can be very much so lonely, because you're on your route by yourself. But also at the end of the day too, like there's plenty of other people that are on the same route as you, and it's easy to make friends. Yeah. So those are the pros and cons for making travel your education. So let's go to the pros and cons of getting a formal education. I mean, it's the cookie cutter path. Like, especially if you're going towards a degree or a course of action that is very like job heavy, or job, like you can get a job right out of school. It's a quick way to go and finish your school and then to make some money, honestly. And that's also my tip for you. If you're going to school and doing a formal education, please get a degree, or at least double major. Get a degree in which you can get out of school and then you can get a job for 70, 80, 90K straight away. And by that I mean not medical school, be a nurse. Why? Because you can get some money right away. Exactly. Be a nurse, be like engineer, not even law. Engineering, nursing, maybe a trade. Actually, don't do a trade. Nursing, accounting, that sort of thing. What else? Nursing, accounting, engineering. Things that are going to get you a job quick, fast, and in a hurry outside of school. And then also, if you're wanting to do fashion, do fashion. If you wanna have a degree in art history, do that. History, do it. But also get something that you can make some money out of school from. That's my tip for getting a formal education. Now, for another pro for getting a formal education, I don't know. You have you're going down the cookie cutter path. Like, you're gonna get like respect. That's hard eye roll right there. Respect, like you're following the status quo, so people are not gonna look at you funny. And that's another con for having travel be your education. You will be misunderstood completely. I am still misunderstood, and I haven't even done much traveling. Like, family would literally look at you like, why are you doing that? But again, my caveat to that is, like, this is your life, girl. You can do whatever the heck you want. You don't gotta explain nothing to them. Like, they are not gonna, what are they gonna do? Spank you? Exactly. Nothing is gonna happen. Also, for the formal education too, like, what's another pro? Yeah, you'll be educated. Like, you'll have a degree. It'll be easier to get a job right out of school. You'll have money. Another one is you'll have money right away, and you'll have a lot of money right away. So that's a good thing. Faster too. What else? That's pretty much it. But the cons is, like, especially if you do not like what you're doing and you're just doing it for the money, it's gonna soul suck you for a little bit. It is like you're going down the cog. And again, I'm not saying, like I said in my previous videos, like, not everybody is meant to do the little entrepreneur thing, but, like, honestly, believe me, once you start traveling for like a year, 2 plus, like, you're gonna try to figure out how to get the heck out of there and to roam around for as long as possible. But, like, again, when you're a cog in the system, dude, like, it's harder to leave. 1, 2, you're just gonna feel soul sucked if you don't like what you're doing and you're just doing it for some money. Also, what else is a con for that? It kind of restricts you and bottlenecks you, just depending on what degree you get. Like, if you get a nursing degree, you're just a nurse, and it's hard to, like, differentiate yourself or branch out from that. And yeah, that's what I would say, like fulfillment. You're trading money, you're trading your fulfillment for money. Isn't that nuts? But that's what it is. Like that's literally what it is. But honestly, at the end of the day, this is your choice, but if you were asking me if you were my little sister, if you were my little brother, I would tell my little sister and my little brother to travel. And if you want to defer. If you can't defer, study abroad. That's what I would do. That's just that's my 2 cents. But I really need you to think long and hard about your education. And I know, like, especially for like 18-year-olds, especially people that are watching me right now, it's hard for me to tell you and for you to listen. It's hard for you to listen to, like, oh, don't listen to people. Because, like, you're 18, and at that age, you feel like, social acceptance and being, like, accepted and, like, not being the talk of the town, like, that's important to you at the time. To me right now, girl, I don't care. But, like, at the time, I know, like, it's important. But I need you to think long and hard about your education. Because, again, this is your education, If you do not want to be a lawyer, but your parents are trying to make you be a lawyer, girl, you don't have to do that. If you want to study fashion, study fashion. Like, that's not a big deal. I want you to take your education into your own hands, whether that's getting some real world experience outside or getting formally educated first. Honestly, the sweet spot between them both is to have both, but to each their own. But yeah, I leave down in the comments and tell me what path that you took, and what if you have any regret on whether you should have done one first and the other, or you should have pursued both, or what. Yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow with another similar topic to this, because I love travel. I can talk to you about travel forever. But yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.